So, welcome to Trek Canon, everyone. Um, I just got through watching season 2, episode 7 of Star Trek Picard, right? And this is probably going to be a rant. This is going to be a rant. I'm going to just start this off by saying this episode, this episode rubbed me the wrong way. This episode rubbed me the wrong way a lot. And I'm not talking about the good rub the wrong way. If there's such a thing as the good rub the wrong way. Look, name of the episode is called Monsters, okay? And the theme of this episode is we pick back up from the last episode, which was 2 of 1, and Picard is inside the medical facility, and he's having issues waking up. There's something going on inside his brain. We go to a trope that's been used in Star Trek a lot, which is a person helping another person inside their brain. You know, they did this a lot in Deep Space Nine with Sloan, Dr. Bashir, and Chief O'Brien. They did this in Shades of Grey to an extent, but there was always a sense of urgency or a sense of importance of why they was doing what they was doing and the things that they uncovered about the person when they were in their psyche. Now, in this episode, Talon goes into Admiral Picard's subconscious, and the thing is that it's switching between, I guess, how he's remembering this event and how the event really happened. Okay, using like some type of fairy tale type imagery, stuff like that. Now, the thing is that also we get another basic story that's basically like, okay, well, we're going to try to explain a little of the history between the Q and between the and Guinan's people. Now, you know, the first time we seen an interaction between Guinan and Q was in the episode Best of Both Worlds. Not Best of Both Worlds. It was called Q Who. All right. And in 10 Forward, and Guinan, did a stance and everything, and Q was surprised to see her. Q made everybody in the whole 10 Forward disappear, except for Guinan. She was the only one who wasn't affected. There's been a lot of speculation over the decades as to what relationship they have, if Q's powers can actually work on her, if she has powers that can defend or do something that can even that can even affect a Q, So we are treated to this scene in the bar where, I'm going to be jumping around because because this episode, man, I don't even care about going in order. But we treated to this scene in the bar on the Earth 10 Forward from centuries prior to the 10 Forward ever being built on the Enterprise D, right? But anyway, we go to 10 Forward. It's Guinan and Q. It's Guinan and Picard, right? And Picard is trying to get like, hey, man, I need to summon a Q. Summon a Q. First of all, that very sentence, you know what I mean? Like, I need to summon a Q. And then she proceeds to pull out what looks like an Aladdin genie bottle, right? To summon a Q. A Q sat down and made a deal with the Illyrian race. They, man, look, look. So then they had this interaction with this dude who comes into the bar and everything because they try to summon Q. They try to genie in a bottle Q, and it don't work. It's this dude that's in there, man, talking about some y'all like science fiction, la 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 la. They kind of blow him off and kind of find out he's a police officer, man. Got cell phone footage of Picard beaming in or beaming out, one of them, right? And of course they do. Of course they do. We talked about this in the last episode. We talked about this in the last video I made, man. Like, so you just beaming around everywhere with all the surveillance that people got. People walking surveillances, man, and y'all ain't even talking about. Speaking of, yeah, they just breaking the whole timeline. They doing everything to break the whole timeline, man. Everything they could possibly do to break the timeline, they doing it. Rios, I don't know what's going on with him and his doctor chick, man, but Captain Rios should know better, man. Come on, you know. I know a lot of people would be like, "Hey, man, but Kurt, he let the lady know in the voyage home that they was from out of time. It was for a reason. It was for a specific reason. One, she was the only whale biologist. Two, she the only person who knew the frequency of how to find the whales. They needed the whales to save Earth. Without her, Earth would have been destroyed, like directly. You know what I mean? So you telling me that you gonna go get this doctor lady? Not only are you gonna tell her all this stuff, beam stuff in front of a man, give her and let her use futuristic technology, man. But then you gonna beam her and her kid that's 4 years old. You know how loose mouth and diarrhea of the mouth kids is onto your ship, dude. You got a board queen walking around in the past. That's a board queen, but not really a board queen. We got some kind of weird, slow assimilation thing going on to where she ain't growing no type of implants, nothing. Like, the first thing the board queen would have been doing. Can you imagine in the movie First Contact, right? They made the quantum time. They got through Earth Starfleet defenses, man. Earth starships, then blew up the cube. It ejected the sphere. It makes the quantum time field, man. Travels back in time. They go back in time, and instead of shooting photon torpedoes down there to break the Phoenix, nah, they beam down there and start slow assimilating people and singing and going to bars and breaking out windows and hentai tentacle and cops. Look, so then, 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 let me tell you the thought processes of the writers, right? Thought process of the writers. Check this out. Check this out. So, Talon is okay. Wait, I'm sorry. Spoilers. I should have put that. Wait, I'm gonna put it at the beginning of this rant. I'm gonna put the word spoilers, but y'all ain't gonna care, and y'all know how I roll. Talon's Romulan. She been holographed. She been holograph changing her. She's actually a Romulan. That's how we finna link Talon, an old girl from the future. That's how we finna link that this is one of her direct ancestors. Now we didn't want Picard's direct ancestors, and la 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 blah 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 garbage garbage garbage. Look, this episode, man, then look, look, look. I did not. I felt like this was a waste of my time. This episode was a waste of my time. It was a waste of my time. You know what I'm saying? And the brother worked hard. And I got to sit down and watch this, man. Looking forward to. And they did this. I don't know what they did in it. I don't know what they was thinking. I don't know what they was thinking. Seven and Ralphie, man, they just run around like two chickens with their head cuts off. Like, I don't know, man. They using future technology right just out in the open. Ain't nobody guarding the doors or nothing, man. We just got a simple lock. That's it, man. And then now it seems like it's some kind of romantic relationship between the doctor and Rios. Like, it seemed like, like, what is you doing, Rios? Like, dude, are you serious? I bet, you know what, I'm gonna tell you what. I bet they have Rios stay in the past. I bet they have Rio. You know what? I'm gonna get some speculations about this, because if I'm right, that just goes to say either one of two things. Either I am an outstanding. No, I ain't gonna even say outstanding, because if I'm right, that means I'm just as sucky as a Star Trek writer as they would be. But I'm just say it this way: if I'm right about the level of competence of their writers, all right, let me tell you what's gonna happen. Either Rios is gonna die or he's gonna stay in the past. All right. Um, what's going on? Okay, speaking of, the interaction between this psychologist and Captain Picard. First of all, that psychologist, I know that dude from somewhere, and I'm gonna have to put him here. I ain't finna put nothing right here because I ain't finna edit this. But at first, I was thinking to myself, "Is that Dr. Bashir? Like, is that?" But it wasn't. I was having a moment. But for some reason, he favored Dr. Bashir to me, and I was trying to place that actor where he came from. But that whole interaction that they had, I'm like, what do we learn from this? What do we learn from this? Oh, okay, well, I wouldn't, I ain't lock your mom away or whatever. I came down and found you. Your mom has some kind of um, mental, issues and everything like that. What is is this? So what they're trying to say? This is why Captain Picard is so distant emotionally from people and don't like to form relationships. Like, that's not really true. We got people like Vaj. We got the lieutenant commander that that he was playing the flute with and she was playing the piano with. Like, I'm trying to figure out, he forms relationships. Guinan, that might not have been a sexual relationship, but it was definitely an intimate relationship. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out, like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Instead of being like, what are those? What are they doing? But anyway, man, terrible episode. Terrible, terrible. It was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible episode. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this rant. I hope y'all got something out of this, man. But the name of the episode, man, was Monsters. And this episode definitely scared the hell out of me, man. It was. I don't even know what I was. I don't even know what I was watching. I don't know what I was watching. I don't know what I was watching on that. I don't even. Erase, erase. Erase, erase. Take care. You guys be cool. Peace, recycle, and say the whales.